day's lecture. Day's
Afternoon,
lecture.
sir. How are you?
Hey, fine, fine. Okay, a day's lecture. A foretaste of what we are going to be doing when we are that side. Be having lectures at this time. Just mind how much you take in after lunch when we come. What you take in as a potential to there we go, we did this stuff. Okay, we are safe there. There we go. I see. Even here. Maybe it's. No. Iris, yeah, we said something, isn't it? Okay, yes, we did. Yes, we said something. Okay, then did we see images? I think we saw. Okay. I think we saw images. Did we? Yes, yes, we saw. These people, oh, these wallet. Okay. So iris. Remember the iris that you learned about? So iris recognition works on the basis of iris pattern in the human eye. Like we said earlier, the iris is just this black region surrounding a pupil. Okay. Soko needs to be to understand what a pupil is. Him is thinking it's that pupil at school. At Mulakupikwa basic. That's not that one. A pupil is actually the opening right at the center of the eyeball that lets light in. So it is affected by the iris in diameter. So the iris is the colored region of your eyeball. Okay, that surrounds the pupil. So it has muscles. So the pattern of those muscles, how they are structured, their texture is different. Actually, the very iris from one eye and the other, they are different. That's how it is. They are different. So because of that, just like the fingerprints of from one thumb, from the thumb of the left hand and the thumb of the right hand, they are different. But though they are thumbs that belong to you, they are different. So that's similar with iris. So the patterns are different. So what is involved is actually capturing this same pattern. You need to have a very high definition camera for it to pick those patterns. And the beauty is that this feature of a human, it doesn't change over time. Why? That's the beauty. Yeah. So that's what we said earlier. So you need to have a very good camera for that. Otherwise, you may discover that people are failing to get authenticated or identified. Yeah, that's the beauty. So you need to secure that camera. Now, what are the merits or good things about this feature or modality? So, okay, so what would you say? What is good about iris? Let's talk. What could be something good that can be said? Most people, the problem is most people like to talk about others something that is negative. Why? So you shall see those that if you're not going to say something good about, then you are that type. A person who doesn't want to say good things about others. So let's say good things about Iris. Okay. Not that one. I'm not talking about any person. I'm talking about Iris. Okay. Yes, Richard.
So there is teaching, it's more secure as compared to the other traditional methods of educating the patient. Because you may find that the pattern of the eye, no one knows as that successfully. So it will be difficult for another person to access the system apart from you.
Although I'm trying to get you, but I'm having struggle to get you though. You have been clear all along, but today it's a little bit very tricky. Mm.
As I'm saying that it's very difficult for a person to gain access to your system because no one else has the pattern of your iris.
So, in other words, what Mary is saying, okay, George, Mwape.
Yes, the other thing is that the iris is fast and easy to use. All you have to do is just to look into the camera for a few seconds, then it opens, and it's very accurate.
Yes, that's what now Mwape has nailed it. Okay, Mary started it. You know how we collaborate from the north, yeah? We collaborate very well. Mary Chanda says this. Okay, she comes up with the idea. Then, okay, Mwape, okay, nails it. You see? So that's a point. Mary said no one has, meaning it's the same thing that Mwape also as well said. Accurate. So accuracy is in the fact that this modality is able to identify each unique individual having that feature. So that's the idea. So the two have spoken about that. So there is eye security in iris because of how unique it is, how it is impossible to have another iris exactly having the same pattern. So good things to say about this technology. That's a beauty. Yes. What else can be said about these people? Okay. Piri now he has come to challenge. Yes, Piri.
It is hygienic as compared to hand geometry and fingerprinting because it doesn't involve physical contact.
Exactly. Piri is coming up to challenge. No, we are wise from the list. Okay, cool. That's a point. Another point. That's very good. Now Mary is coming to challenge again the Easterners here. Yes, Mary. Mary, wait. I've seen this other one. Clinton, Siame. Yes,
Oh
Siame.
yes, yes. There is no need for you to like take off maybe your lenses or your glass during the scan process.
Okay. So it's saying the sensors, the iris scanners, they're able to penetrate, which is okay, which is good, yeah. Which is good. Mary, yes, Mary. Okay, I guess she just forgot to drop that hand. Okay, good. So you people, you're doing fine. That's okay. So now, like you have said, it doesn't require physical contact. That's one good thing. So he has talked about hygiene. That's the beauty. Okay. So here we have some of the visual aid to help us appreciate this modality. So here we are. This is someone here. It's an iris there, and then there's a scanner that acquire this template. So it acquires that template and look at the image. So the image has been captured. Then here, what we are seeing is the localization. Okay. So this, after acquiring this image, now processing is taking place in the processing unit. So we have localization, and then we have now the pattern now. Demarcated Quite a number of processes are involved to acquire that image. So now the merits, let's discuss them now with you people. So it is highly accurate, eh? So that's one strength of this modality, that it is accurate. Highly accuracy has to do with uniqueness, eh? So something that can highly identify someone uniquely, then it means it's accurate. So we are saying that there are no two irises, that there is a very slim chance that we are going to have two irises. Now look at that. It says the chances are 1 in 10 billion people. You can imagine, almost the entire world, almost the entire world. You say if to find another match, it is 1 in 10 billion. Where there are 10 billion, then only one person. Perhaps it's actually probability. So it's very unlikely that we can have what? Duplicates. Yeah. So very accurate, actually, very dependable. You can depend on this one. Then talking about scalability. Scalability, remember, is whether you can increase the size, okay? You know, scalability is about increasing from the initial capacity to more. From initial capacity to more. That's scalability. Now, here, the scalability we're talking about is in terms of what? Usage or time, okay, or permanence. How long? So it's scalable in terms of time. In terms of time, meaning once implemented, once the template has been acquired, it can be used throughout the person's lifetime. So here we are talking about iris being scalable in terms of length of usage. Okay? Length of what? Usage. So the beauty is that iris remains the same. Okay, iris remains what? The same. Even if somebody like Soko decides that, you know, you start smoking, iris will still be there, the same. Okay, it will be tinted, of course, with color, maybe red, what, but those patterns that it has will remain the same. You see that? So that's the beauty. So scalable in terms of permanence, time. Okay, no need for update. Then somebody spoke about the need for candidate not to remove what? Glasses or contact lenses. Okay, the candidate need not remove glasses or contact lenses. They do not hamper the accuracy of the system. Yes, so you can even have those shades or what, and still be captured. Then it involves no physical contact. You know, I'm speaking so smoothly like this because the environment I'm in, it's kind of okay, tricky. You see, people. Okay, so it involves no physical contact with the system. You see, so maybe between a fingerprint and this one, what do you think you would go for? Maybe before we discuss that one, let's look at the demerits of this one, this particular one, before you start guessing or making a decision. Of course, decisions can be different, and each person who makes a decision can have his own reasons. You see, you guys, when I ask a question, your answers may be different, but what I would want to see is the reasoning behind what you are telling me. Okay? So you're not going to probably expect certain questions to have the same what? The same answer. What I would look for is the reasoning behind what you are telling me. Okay? So You can bear that in mind. Yeah? This level where you have reached, it's a level where we want to see people reason, providing reasons or argument for what they say is right. So let's look at the demerits, and then we shall see now what decision we can make. For example, iris versus what? Iris versus the fingerprint, for example. Okay. So here we go. So the demerits are that iris scanners are expensive. Iris scanners are expensive. Just look at what is involved here. Look at what is involved. So there is acquisition, then there's, of course, image there captured, then the localization. If you have noticed here, it's like we are sharpening this image. We are sharpening it, and then there it is. We demarcate the zone to say we are actually looking for this. Okay? After which now there's polar representation. And then there's Gerber filter here, which filters something that is not clear, and then coming up with a code. At this particular point, then we have a digital representation. So now it is said that iris scanners are expensive. It's not just any camera. Remember, this is where we said a candidate does not need to remove glasses or contact lenses. So obviously it's not any camera, isn't it? Not just any. Okay? So that particular one, which is a iris scanner, therefore, it's expensive, people. Okay? But then we have this problem. Why? We have this problem here. High quality images can fool the scanner. That's a tricky part, which is there. Okay? And then, sure, people. Have you seen this particular one? A person is required to keep his or her head very still for accuracy. For accurate what capture? But kind you just have to be still. Why? You just have to, okay? Just have to be yourself, not becoming jittery. Maybe you know what? Maybe they were thinking about Nguni. Because Nguni, when he sees such gadgets, he's not himself. Starts becoming uneasy. How can I? What is this about? He gets scared, yeah. So maybe that's a disadvantage to say there are some people like that. Okay. So this is a disadvantage for people like Nguni. Yes, Lawrence.
Yes, sir. It's a question. For the second point where it says high quality images can fool the scanner. How can it fool the scanner if we're looking for the high qualities for the scanner to be accurate?
Okay, they are good images. They are images that are produced with an HDI camera. Okay, where now even the print is far much better. The quality is so high. You see that? So it is such images we are talking about. Where if they print that eyeball, okay, the iris, it can be very clear. So an attempt can be made to fool the system like that. Yes. So high quality images can fool the scanner. So it's all possible. These things are possible. Yeah. There are just some people that want to breach things. You know, it's like just like somewhere, some people don't want to see things wrapped. Just want to open what is inside. Very curious. Or they are just passing. Okay, you are just walking. You just see a crowd. Okay, people are naive. What's that crowd about? Even if you pass, you go. It doesn't matter. Just go on. Walk. Go to where you are going. No, what is the crowd there? There must be something happening there. Yes, even if it happens. But did you even ever expected that to happen? Just go where you are going. Oh, sure. No, I must see. So that's a challenge with some people. So they would try all this. Okay, would try to breach. Okay, so this same security that they have, some people just uh try to breach security for the sake of it, just to try to breach. Okay, so they are saying they have brought this system. Okay, they're saying they have brought this system. Okay, let's try it. Okay, let's just start trying it. You learned about that in this quacking, I don't know. I guess so. Some people would just be trying for the sake of it. And when they breach, they become happy and just be feeling that happiness, that thrill. To them, it's nice to feel nice that they are able to do that. So, yes, that question you raised, yes, it's possible. It's really possible, yes. Okay. Now, requiring someone to keep his head very still, yes, you just have to. Because imagine you are moving about here and there. Then it is very difficult to capture that. You just have to be still. Okay? That shouldn't even be a disadvantage. But anyway, academically, we accept it. But in reality, you can argue. You can argue against. Okay. Okay. Then applications are there. Okay. National security, identity cards. So there's that other card which is used in India. Okay. So in identity cards, national security, and also Google itself, the giant data provider, Google, uses iris recognition. So now, these five guys, having looked at these demerits and the merits between a fingerprint and this one, which one do you think would you recommend, and for what reason? Why would you go for that? Let's hear opinions. This is an opinion, yeah. Okay, George Mwape.
Okay, when we look at the security aspect, we can recommend a eye recognition system in such a way that it is very secure. Since as we are cyber security personnel, we are dealing with security, so we need to ensure that our systems are very much secure, and for that, we can recommend an iris recognition system which is very secure. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. So that's his opinion, yeah, and it makes some sense, yeah. Makes sense. Yes, Soko is arguing, yeah. So somebody else, fingerprint and versus the iris. Yes, Abby.
So for me, I think I would go for fingerprint. Because fingerprint, there's nothing like, if you look at iris, there's an accuracy chance of matching with maybe a person in a billion, but iris, no matter, even if you are twins, or if you think a fingerprint, even if you are twins, identical twins, there is no possibility that they can be matched.
So, okay, so that's the opinion of Abby. Abby. Mhm. So him is thinking that as long as there's a probability, then he says it's still. Yeah. So that's his thoughts. Okay, let's accommodate also Albert. Yes, Albert. Bon Albert, tell us what your thoughts are.
Yeah, so iris recognition tends to be slightly more accurate due to the uniqueness and the stability of its patterns. So when it comes to security, iris recognition is often considered more secure than fingerprint recognition.
So it's like if we are to be collecting these statistics, would say iris as none. You have noticed that people have become biased to iris. And you are right. Iris is actually much more secure and better than fingerprint. Fingerprint, so many things can happen with a fingerprint. Okay. But then it's okay, George Mott.
Yes, just want to add on. Soko said it is expensive. So as we know, we need to invest in technology. We know technology is increasing, and as an organization, for ensuring that security is there, you need to invest in technology. So we can't consider that for as long as we want to implement security at our organization. And additionally, iris recognition is less affected by environmental factors such as dirty or sweat that can affect the quality of the fingerprint image. So we can recommend iris recognition system.
Quite interesting, Wow, that is good. Okay, Ngulube Sidin. What do you hear you say? Yes, Sido. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I think iris scanners cannot be easily duplicated as compared to fingerprints.
Okay, so there's strength in iris, You know, remember what we used to say? Okay, the first thing to start being used, actually, we said the Egyptian were using what fingerprints. So it's a very first technology ever to be applied. So over time, we discover that okay, other options starts getting available where technology improves. That's how come iris started what featuring as well. So it's actually an improvement modality on the other one, right? On the initial one, which is the fingerprint. Okay. So good arguments coming out from there, people. That's good. Again. And just look at the giant that uses this system. Just think about Google. It's quite a giant, yeah. It's quite a giant. So if Google is able to do this, then who are you with your company not to implement it? So sometimes it could just be the reason of who is using it. Yeah? You justify that one. So that's the beauty. Okay. Yes, Lawrence.
Yes, sir. The other reason for iris to be more secure is when we look at fingerprint can be duplicated, meaning can be stolen. Then iris patterns can never be. So it's so difficult for somebody to steal the iris patterns.
That one, no? That one. people can argue against. So they can still even that one. Okay, there is breaching of database possibility. There's a possibility of that. Data can be breached and then they steal again that template. So it's possible. Okay, with the fingerprint, the problem is contact. So where you have a contact, then somebody can read that those ridges. So that's a tricky part. The fact that this one doesn't require contact, then it's better. Okay. All right. So moving on to another modality. Let's move on. So handy geometry. We have now also a handy geometry. Okay. Now this one includes the entire palm. Okay. It includes measuring length and width of palm, surface area, length and position of fingers, and overall bone structure of the hand. So it's like even looking at the internal structure of the bones. Then a person's hand is unique and can be used to identify a person from others. I don't know how somebody tried to think like that the hands are different. You know, here in our land, we don't know, but because the people have researched, okay, we are going to agree. We just agree. Sometimes we just agree to things. So it is said that, and that's how we're going to say, it is said that hand geometry is different. It's different. So it's the entire palm. Okay, the entire palm. So the things that are considered, the features that are considered for the palm are the width of the palm, the length, how it is, the surface area, okay, how big that palm is. Okay, yeah. So all that matters. Yes. Okay. Now it is contact based. This one you have to hold the surface. Okay, it's not contactless, but you have two types actually. Not really that it's contactless. You have two types. So one, the other one, the other category is contact based. So you touch the scanner and then your palm is scanned or captured. Yeah. Then there is contactless. So in this approach, we have neither pins nor platform where a palm is required for contact. So it can be implemented into these different categories. So I know which one you can even go for. Having come this far, this far, when we had looked at fingerprints and so on, if it matters if it matters that a fingerprint can bring issues to do with hygiene, obviously you know what to pick then therefore, isn't it? Okay, so we even know what to go for. Okay, but maybe it could just be the cost. So the challenge is the cost that may be different there. Okay, yeah. Tukupima bunga name ishi. That's what they say. So here we have one example. Okay, in the image. So we have image acquisition here. Then we have feature extraction. So we get this image, then we get the features that we are interested in, extraction. Then we have template. Okay. We have template. So this same process this side. This is the same process. This is a process that comes when you are comparing. But then in acquisition, in acquisition, it is the same process that takes place, even when you are storing. So feature extraction, when you are authenticating or verifying, is the same process that takes place even at what? At initial acquisition. So here they are just trying to show us how we can capture, okay, this AND geometry by use of charged coupled device. Okay, then down here we are capturing an image using a scanner. Okay, so now this may be acquisition, maybe first initial enrollment. Okay, then secondly, we can look at it as what? As the authentication. So there is initial on top, and then trying to authenticate here. Okay. Now, two things can happen. There can be a match or no match. Okay. There can be a match or no match. If there is no match, then there is this request to say try again, just like the passwords. Okay, just like the passwords we are given chances. We are given chances to try again. We are given chances to try again. But remember, you guys, in terms of security, do you continue giving chances to someone who is trying and failing? What do you think? Do you still continue giving chances to someone who is constantly failing? How do you keep such? Yes, George.
No, sir, we don't continue giving chances to that particular person. After maybe trying 2 attempts or 3, we deny that person to try.
Yes.
Because the more he tries, the more we risk.
Yes. And what's that process called? So you try to implement what is called what? Clipping levels, okay. I'm sure you did that in information security, system security. So clipping level, it's where you provide some threshold, say, okay, if you try so many times, then it has to lock. No, it has to make sure that it frustrates you. Maybe starting to count to say after 5 minutes that's when you can try. Such kind of stuff. Well, that helps from someone from continuously trying. You can imagine if it's the system trying, then it stops. If it's the software automated process trying to breach, maybe by brute force, then it stops. Okay, you disturb the process. So that's what we are saying here. So we are saying here to say, okay, there's a chance that is to try. Okay, to try. So that's what we are saying there. So if English is in short supply, and tell me how, you just draw something like this about palm recognition. You should be able to be reasonable and say, well, somebody is remembering what he or she saw. That's a beauty. Somebody is remembering what he or she saw. Okay? So that's a beauty about that. Okay. So now, what good comes from using palms? What good comes from using palms? So that's that. it is sturdy and user friendly. I think it's not difficult for someone to use a palm to be instructed. Maybe it's just a matter of just showing a symbol for a palm. Here, not even writing.
Just not the whole palm, just half of the palm, and then they try to enter their biometrics in the system. Due to the fact that it considers the 70% match. Now, what if they have put maybe on the parts where it's more sensitive? Will that person be able to access the necessary things or not?
Okay, I've taken note of your question. But then there was that question, the first one, I was talking about, what did you say, Mwape?
So I was talking about speed, since we know that the speed for palm is
okay.
millisecond. Can that be one of advantage also, such that it processes the samples at the fast rate in the system?
Okay, palm. But if we try to compare it with others, palm recognition, may be slower because of so many features that are involved in it. Like we're talking about the length, shape, so many parameters, shape, distance between what, and then the sheer size, okay, of what you're trying to compare. You can think of comparing it with a fingerprint. You just have a very small image, small sample that you are looking at. But for a palm, we are looking at even the bony structure and so on. So it means there has to be some more time to acquire all this stuff and compare them and see, okay, how they are. So we can reasonably say, in relation to maybe iris, in relation to, okay, fingerprint, then palm recognition may have a lag. Okay, it might have a lag. Okay. Yeah. Then coming to what she was saying, Mary. Okay. Now let me understand. Help me to appreciate. You are saying some people may have what? Orthopedic hand. Okay. The hand that is the palm that is artificial or what? Yes, Mary. Did you mean the
Yes,
palm
sir.
that is artificial?
The fact that the scientists make those artificial hands and then maybe someone tries to use that to access someone's things. Now, due to the fact that that person is not the actual person and they have just maybe duplicated few parts of the palm, would that person be able to access the resources or not?
It's very possible. Because computer systems, they say in computer systems, we say garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. Meaning if the sample itself was not what? Proper. Then you must use that same sample if you are to get authenticated. Okay, you can't say, no, I'm going to use my finger, my palm now, which is even far much better. You even smile, you say, okay, hey, me, I'm using my palm. It won't get authenticated because we are looking at the matching. So unless that same original stuff that was used, then that will provide a very better possibility to match. Okay? Yeah. So it's possible that someone can use that orthopedic hand and use it to access. Okay? Clinton. Mr. Siam.
Yes, I have a question.
Mm.
So what about in cases whereby a person was maybe in an accident and lost maybe one or two fingers? What can actually happen?
Like Soko, okay, whilst he's waiting for what? To acquire a job. He finds himself in a butchery. He goes for that machine, takes off one of the finger. Then there can be a problem, definitely. There can be a problem because now the initial submitted what template has 5 fingers. Then there comes this one with 4, the shorter one of the shorter one. Then we have a problem with that one. So at that particular moment, it's better to enroll maybe 2. The left palm and the right palm. You see that? Then you may perhaps be safer. And you know what, you guys, that's a tricky part with biometrics. The tricky part with biometric is that once this there's a bridge, wash. Because where are you going to get another palm? Where? This is why this requires high security, I tell you. Even the data, it requires high security. Because you are not going to get that feature from anywhere else. You see? Maybe with fingers you can change it. Okay, I'm going to delete that one. Now I have this, I'm using at least 10 times with fingerprints. This 10 times. Now 10 times, can you be that careless? No. You can't be. Can't be, isn't it? Okay, at least you're going to maybe a 4th finger. When it reaches 4th, you're going to be very careful. Okay, so you must ensure that you are going to secure that data. Understand, people, make sure that you are going to secure biometric data. It's data about the people themselves. Okay? Make sure that that happens. Persuade those guys to invest in security systems where you will be. Yeah. So Mary Chanda. Mary Chanda.
Sir, just coming back to Clinton's question, you said that it's not possible for you to access the system when you lose 2 fingers. But last time, when we were looking on the features, you said that provided there is a 70% match, that person can be able to access the resources that he needs from the system.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying, okay, that's one interesting argument. Okay, she's saying, what if losing of 2 fingers is 70%? No. Losing a finger cannot be 70%, no. The 70% that we're talking about is a 70% which is complete. Okay? A complete what? 70% of what? A candidate or accuracy. Okay? We are saying, we are talking about 70% whereby we have a palm that has 5 fingers. Okay, that's what. Now that one without 2 fingers, it means the percentage, even the percentage drops further drastically. The 70% we're talking about complete image submitted. So if that threshold, those essential stuff are even missing, how sure there is a problem, Washi? George Mwape, you should change now your viewpoint. Are you agreeing now convincingly?
Yes,
Convince
but
now.
I just have a question also. Is there
Hmm.
ways or measures that are being put in place in case something happens whereby someone, for example, we are using palm, then that person loses his or her hand. Are there measures that are being put in place in order to
Okay, that's a good question. Yes, I have heard it. Um, it's similar to, okay, it's similar to what might happen, yeah? Okay, when passwords are lost. Okay, actually, passwords, it's very difficult, eh? Maybe your system will administrate time goes missing, eh? Then this is the person who was the passwords. It becomes tricky in such situations, eh? The person who leaves the job, he doesn't want to pick calls after that. Okay, so if you look at the biometrics, mostly biometrics are used in conjunction with what? Traditional way of doing things, right? For example, you cannot enroll, maybe, if you are an administrator, you cannot enroll minus what? Minus having access to the very first system. What? So, this is an added layer of security mostly, in most cases. Maybe someone to explain what happens when you are enrolling on your phone. What happens? What happens when you are enrolling on your phone? Even you others, you know what happens. Hey guys, let's participate. When you are participating, then it means we are in the same work goal. Hi. I'm seeing same hands, some people talking. Okay. I have. Okay, let me try to listen from more. Okay. Cindy. Yes, Cindy. What happens when you are enrolling? What happened when you enrolled your fingerprint on your phone? Okay, I'm looking at names. Yes, Cindy. Have you enrolled, by the way? Have you enrolled your fingerprint?
My phone
Okay,
doesn't
she's
have a
yet.
fingerprint, sir.
About this other one, okay. Esther, what was your experience? What happened? What did you see when you enrolled your fingerprint? So you guys actually doing this, you should even start using those. You are the guys that are expected to use those features. Fancy what? Eh? So that you go and appear sophisticated and start to appear to be people at another level. So cool. When he goes back, okay. Yeah. So usually you are asked to provide the pin. Yeah. You say, oh, provide a pin here. When you do that, that's when you are allowed to add additional security, like biometric. That's what happens. Okay. So that's how it works. So most of the time, this technology is used above or on top of traditional security that we know. So if somebody loses a palm, perhaps it's at that point when you can disable biometric and allow allow this person to enroll, or the administrator to enroll, to allow that person to enroll again another palm. You see that? Now we cannot run away from the fact that this technology is biased. So once Soko loses that palm, then if he continues and he loses another one, then he definitely is going to be, to be discriminated against. It's going to be discriminated against, no doubt about it. I don't know what should happen at that particular company for such kind of situations. What can happen? Yeah. So this is now where maybe, let's hear from Tracy. Yes, Tracy Tembo.
Sir, the question, what if you've got scars or some cuts on your palm? Can it still affect you or what?
What?
What if you've got some scars or some cuts on your palm? Can it still affect you or you can access the system?
No, if you have scars.
Yes.
No, if you have scars and you are enrolling at a time, but I think, yeah, it can affect when you recover. You would need to update. You would need to update that palm if anything happened to it. That's why there are updates. So you need to ask such a person to come and update the palm. Yeah. So that's how it is. Okay, so now let's talk about how bad it is. Good part, it is user friendly. Like if you compare it with Iris, because Iris, they're saying you don't share key, what, but there are some people that, okay, never mind about whatever you are overhearing. Okay, just recognize my voice signature. Okay. Yeah. So the user friendliness is okay. It's top notch here. They are okay. And also changes in skin moisture or texture do not affect the results. Skin moisture or texture. Yeah. If your hand is hard, or soft, that it doesn't affect. Those are advantages. Now the disadvantage is that since the hand geometry is not unique, it is not very reliable. The hand geometry is not unique, people. Okay? So it's possible that it can match with another palm. Okay? Then it is effective in case of adults and not for the growing children. Why is this so? Why is this so, people? That one? It is very effective in case of adults and not for the growing children. Okay, so let's have Mary.
Sir, it's so because the children, they are still growing and few things in their bodies, they are still developing. You'll find that their genetic type and things, they have not finished developing. So as they are growing, those things are still developing. But for adults, it's different because they have already matured and the biological makeup is already done.
That's brilliant, brilliant thought. Good. Okay, Salifanji.
So in this case, for children, the geometry of the hand keeps on changing because they grow pretty fast. That's why it's not effective with children.
Brilliant, that's true. Very true, actually. Yeah. Definitely. We can't have a palm of an adult on a what? On an arm of a baby. No. And if a 10-year-old, there can be a problem. Why? Or a face of an adult. Unless you have seen me, unless you have watched that movie. It's a movie at very true man. Okay, some of you. Okay, you should watch that one. Right? The baby with the adult face. Yeah, like a comedy, whatever. Yeah. So it's true what you have said. Okay, certain features change, they grow. Yeah. So it's not effective. Okay, when you grow, there's a point in life where when you stop growing, all those features that you have, okay, they remain constant at that particular moment. Okay, so it becomes so at that particular moment, if physical features remain constant. Yeah, so that's what it is. So if candidate's hand is with jewelry, plaster, or arthritis, it is likely to introduce problem. Yeah, this is a situation. I think somebody asked about that question. Yeah. Somebody said the plaster, what? So if you have a plaster, that stuff today, then be sure that you'll be having that today all the time. These guys, they used why do they go today? Okay. So if you use that one, but how can in the first place can we allow such a thing? We'll just ask you to say, okay, you please take that leave and go and recover. When you recover, you have your arm back, or palm back. Then come back and you authenticate. That's what you would do. Yes, George Mwape.
So what about standardize the positioning of the hand, since people have different hand sizes and shapes? Can that be also one of the disadvantages?
Standardizing
the positioning of the hand.
No, actually positioning like you are seeing in the image there. It's actually better for us. It's better for the system because then if we put like that, like if you have seen it, there are those pins that are trying to position the fingers. So it means you want actually to have this anti-geometry to be just exactly there where we need to capture the features, where we need to extract features. Because it is at that point where we would want to appreciate how high or how unique actually this is. We would put them there so that we see how long is this finger in relation to other people's fingers. Because it might be difficult. Maybe it goes at this angle. This guy opens the fingers too widely. Maybe they affect the length. Okay. But if we have this same guide, we have to say this finger, the forefinger should be placed here. Another finger is placed here, or the thumb should be exactly in the region where we capture thumbs. Then we are safe. Because then we are going to be able to compare different thumbs. Okay, how it is. Yeah. So that's why we standardize positioning. Position to say it should be here. Yeah, just like a finger, they will tell you, no, just place it nicely there. Maybe it's not authenticating. No, it should be the tip of this finger. Okay. So positioning is still required. Okay, just like the iris where you are required to be still. Yes. You just have to be still for certain things to be captured correctly and accurately. Yeah. So that's how it is. Okay, now if you have jewelry, okay, jewelry, plaster, or arthritis. Do you understand the arthritis, you guys? Arthritis. What's this? Remember, we're talking about even the bone structure. Now, that disease is very bad to the bones. Can cause deformities of the bone structure. So if such were to happen, then can pose a challenge for the palm. Okay. You also, so Beth knows better. Okay. So that's that. So those are the challenges that come with this stuff. Okay. Now, where can we apply this stuff? Okay. Okay, so applications now of this. Okay, so we can apply this one, or where it has been applied in nuclear power plants and military use and geometry recognition for access control. Okay, so that's where it has been applied in those areas. So they are saying, okay, these guys, they have used it. I think you can use it somewhere else. Anti-hygiene, it can have concerns, but you can avoid those. Remember, we had two options. We had two options where you can have contactless or with contact. Yeah, contactless or contact. So you can have that implementation. It's up to you. So that's it about anti-geometry. Any questions so far again on anti-geometry? I think we have exhausted everything. Isn't it, people? So we can move on to the other one. Okay. So, okay, so there we go. Okay. Okay, so now this takes us to the yet another one, another modality. Retinal scanning, retinal scanning system. Now, you guys, I used to have trouble with the other guys. Okay, they used to be mixing up these two. They used to be mixing up retina and the iris. Okay. So now the retina is something else, something different. Now this is inside your eyeballs, where the captured light that enters through the pupil, that's where it falls. Okay, that's where it falls. It's like this is a surface that receives that light. Okay, inside the eyeball. Okay, so it's a leaning layer at the back of the eyeball that covers 65% of the eyeball's inner surface. Yeah, the retina. I'm sure that reminds so-called nightmares in biology. Trying to figure out those layers, which one is a pupil, which one is a nerve, optic, and the blind spot, such stuff, myopic, whatever. Sure, it's a nightmare. Okay, now it is said that that surface is very photosensitive. Why? Photosensitive, it contains photosensitive cells. Those cells that are sensitive to light. Light, okay, light reaches them, then they behave in a certain manner. Okay, and there are those two cells are I did some biology as well. We haven't forgotten these things. There are two types of cells that are there on the retina. There is a cone, there are cones and rods. Somebody to say something about the rods and the cones. Yeah. Okay. The cones and the rods. So those are the cells which are there. Okay. So the rods. So go say something. You are becoming you are noisy there. You tell us about the rods. We are not doing biology. Let's avoid going there. Okay, let's just say they are photosensitive cells. Right? Google. Yes, the roads. Yeah, it's good to have Google. Yeah. So the cones and the roads are the roads helps us to see at night time, and the cones are for the day. For the day, yes, those stuff. Now it is said that these retinas are different, they are unique because of complex network of blood vessels and blood supplies. There's complex, or you can say a mesh of blood cells. Okay, which are like roots. Think of it as the roots. Maybe roots of what? Roots maybe of a potato plantation. It's a mesh. So that mesh in itself is unique. That mesh is unique from each individual. Yeah. It is a reliable biometric as a retina pattern remains unchanged throughout the person's lifetime. Okay. So this one is equally the same as what? The iris. It remains the same throughout the person's entire life. Yeah. Barring the patterns of persons having diabetes, glaucoma, or some degenerative disorders. Of course, here now they're saying, okay, unless maybe a person has diabetes, glaucoma, or some degenerative disorders. Yeah. Now, what would you say about the blind people? What would be your comment? Can this technology, okay, can it segregate them? What is your comment on them? Yes, Mwate George.
Yes, the blind people will be segregated on this one because we are dealing with the eyes, and these people doesn't see. But there is such kind of blindness whereby the eyes are open for someone, but he can't see, and there is those whereby eyes are completely closed. So it's kind of booky.
That's George Mwape's thinking, that the blind can be discriminated against. Is that the case, Sarifenji?
Sir, I don't think the blind can be segregated because they also have they also have features of the eyes like the cornea, the retina, unless in the case where George said to say the blind shut, not that their eyes are functional. Them being blind doesn't mean they don't have the retina, they don't have the cornea, but it's like there's an absence of something in those parts of the eyes. That's why they can't see. But I don't think this can segregate the blind.
Okay. So the conclusion is bedtime that you have made. We heard you say no, unless you are closed, what. Even if you are sleeping, this retina scanning system is able to scan the retina. That's a beauty. Actually, we'll see on the advantages that it has. Okay. So now, it's a reliable biometric system. Okay, like we said, it remains unchanged. Then in retina scanning process, a person is asked to remove lenses or eyeglasses. A low intensity infrared light beam is casted into a person's eyes for 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, red infrared, a low intensity. It scans that infrared, it scans your eyeball. So now this infrared light is absorbed by the blood vessel, forming a pattern of blood vessels during the retina scans. This pattern is then digitized. So they are described in the process that take place. So this infrared, you remember, infrared is able to scan where there is darkness. That's a beauty. So these rays are able to actually detect, okay, objects in the dark. Okay. So it is said that when these infrared light are directed on the retina, then they are absorbed by the blood vessels. So because light cannot come out, they create an impression of the pattern of the blood vessels. So it is that pattern which is then digitized and stored in the database. So the process now, you can see it in the visual aid here. Okay, so this is one of the anatomy of the eye. So the iris is this, the visual axis, and so on, the pupil. Now, all around inside the eyeball, we have the iris in there. This inside, which has blood vessels, this inside the inner surface. Okay. So when it is captured, this is a front view. The front view of this eye. This is the side view. Now the front is here. Okay, so now we are looking at how it might appear. So those are the blood vessels we're talking about. Okay. The capillaries, whatever, arteries, such things you forgot, you threw away. Now the merits are that it cannot be forged. Cannot be forged. And it is highly reliable as the error rate is 1 out of crore samples, which is almost zero. Very highly reliable. But we can just imagine, even just the roots of certain plants, I don't think you can have the similar root sign. There's so vast, the permutations are just so high. The permutation is so high. Okay, it's more like you can think about having bits. For example, if you have just 4 bits, maybe just 2 bits, it means you can have a combination of numbers up to what? Because you have 0, 0, you have 0, 1, 1, 0, you have about 8, just 2 bits. You have permutation of what? 8 possibilities of different what? Representations. Okay. So you can imagine now you increase up to maybe 2 up to 8. You see, that's where, yeah, James Soko knows what we are talking about. So it's 2 to the power number of what? Bits. Now I'm just giving you a perspective of how it is, just with numbers. Now think of blood vessels microscopic, and there are so many. So the possibility of them having different shapes is so high. So many permutations of having different patterns. Okay. So it is so reliable, they say. Yeah, some of these things we should be able to start seeing them one someday. Hey, the university is going to buy some. University is going to buy some of these things so that people are able to see what we are talking about. Yeah, so what we are seeing in the picture is actually one of the ways in which the arteries can be seen. Yeah. Now, what are the problems with this technology actually? Okay, it has some problems, of course. It is not very user-friendly, as the user needs to maintain steadiness that can cause discomfort. As they try to scan, as they try to scan that retina in the blood vessels using that infrared, people like Soko, Tracy, Yembo, to sister Twakot. But what's happening? How become blind now? Okay, when they see the infrared. So it can be very tricky for such people. Okay. So, and then it requires that somebody be steady. Okay, you are steady, just like it is required for someone whom we are capturing, maybe iris. You need to be steady there. Yeah. So just like X-ray, you don't move about when you are when they're taking X-ray, your X-ray, you just be there still. But I'm wondering why all such merits are disadvantages. Just expected that you should be still. You should just behave. Just behave at that particular moment. Yeah. Now look at this other one. Remember at one time we said these biometric systems, they raise issues to do with what? Privacy issues. Now, let's look at this other one. If you are able to relate with this one, actually, it tends to review some poor health conditions such as hypertension or diabetes, which causes privacy issues. You see, maybe as they are looking at the retina, the blood vessels that are there, they discover that actually we discover something about you. Inadvertently, we discover something about you. That, so this guy has even this kind of like a disease. Okay. We try to ignore, but it captures our attention. So this guy has this, such. So it can review maybe how the blood vessels are there, maybe the capillaries are a bit enlarged. Maybe we detect that the pulse rate is high there. The pulse rate, how the blood is coming into those blood vessels, we discover that there is a high pressure. So it can review something that we are not supposed to know. Because we are not physicians at that point. But then we see that actually there are these issues in this guy. So there are privacy issues because of that. Yeah. The accuracy of the result is prone to diseases such as cataracts, glaucoma, diabetes. So yeah, like we said, it is okay, it remains constant throughout the lifetime of a person when nothing wrong happens to the eye. Okay, retinal scanning system, the retina remains constant throughout the person's lifetime. If nothing happens to that retina, this glaucoma thing, it's what? Okay. These are diseases of the eye, cataracts, glaucoma, the diabetes, we know it. So these diseases, you have made people with diabetes having issues with their eyes, with the vision. So it's like that. So accuracy of the results depends on such issues. So if you were fine, then such diseases come, then there's a problem. Why? Yeah. So those are the issues to do with this system. Yeah. Meaning there can be biasness, at some point. You might get discriminated against. Now, where can this technology be used? It has been used in some governmental bodies, by CIDs, FBI. I don't know if you have ever used that technology. Not yet. I'm pretty sure about this one. Not yet. At least we are making use of a fingerprint, but not retina yet. Yeah. So these guys, you guys, will be the first one, ones to try to bring up these things about, isn't it? You guys are going to bring me this technology about so that you take us to another level. Okay? You are going to take us to another level. Remember, you are just among a few that are doing cybersecurity in this country. Okay? We are expecting that you are going to be pioneers of these new technologies and implement them. Especially some of you may find yourselves at institutions such as NAPSA, where money is involved and where a large number of people are members. So perhaps some of you find yourself there. Try to implement such things to increase security and convenience. And the convenience for people to use these systems. It was so hard. It was really hard for people to claim their money. It was rough. Okay, people would go to this place and get charged. Oh, let's try to create a profile for you. What? Log in here. What? Yeah. It was so hard. So you guys, you should be able to see problems in those current systems and try to implement some of these things. Remember, some of these modalities we are saying they are user friendly. They are user friendly, meaning those are some of the ones. But you again were with the security. You weigh them with the security that you are going to get. We talked about factors anyway. So you people are going to evaluate such options. Yeah, good. Now, where can this technology be used or applied? Yeah, that's where we're talking about CID, blah, blah, blah. FBI, former. No, we are not going to talk about such. Now, apart from security applications, it is also used for ophthalmological diagnostics. So besides providing identity, it is also used in that field of science or medicine called ophthalmology. Ophthalmology, or whatever it is. Okay. FBI. This comedian used to say something about that one. Okay. We are not going to say anything there. So ophthalmological diagnostics is where now they are trying to treat your eyes, trying to see. Yeah, remember, like we have said, it can review other conditions like hypertension. Okay, then it diabetes and other problems to do with your eye. Eh? So this is a technology that is applied there. So maybe we may find it in hospital. We may find this technology in hospitals. At least there we should be able to find some. Why? Yeah. All right. Okay. DNA. You guys. DNA. This one, yeah. It's very interesting, eh? Now we should be able to go into some biology a little bit deeper. So in your bodies, in your cells, there is what we call, in your cells, there is a nucleus. Okay, in your cells, there is a nucleus. Okay, that part which controls all the activities of the cell, of the cells that are here. The activities in a cell. This is a tiny thing we're talking about. It's microscopic. You are made up of some trillions of cells. Then each of those cells has the nucleus. Then inside the nucleus, going deep down in there, we find what? Chromosomes. Then deep down there. Yeah, the universe, it comes from outside. You think about the universe comes from outside, from galaxies. We zoom in on the earth, we zoom into you, then we zoom into your body, we zoom into the cell. It's down there. Zoom in. Then we are finding the nucleus. Then inside that nucleus, that very one, again, we find what? The DNA. That DNA is what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA. Now, this is a genetic material found in humans. Now, this one is unique. This is unique for every human. It contains all the characteristics that makes you up. It does contain all the characteristics that make you up. Okay? The shape of the nose, the eye, okay? How you walk, whatever it is that is on you, it is defined by that. So now, this is the ultimate definition of uniqueness. Ultimate definition of what? Uniqueness. That's the DNA. And it contains the information. Why are you using your bundles? Use the network which has been provided by Kapasama University. And it's not you guys there, you don't even have any key here. You just more pay. I'm sure by now your laptop, whatever it is that you are using, is charging, eh? Okay, people. I think we have talked so much. We'll come and pick it up on DNA some other time. Eh? Yeah, but it's quite interesting. This one, I want us to come fresh and talk about this one, because that's a part which Soko will start fearing the most. Okay. Yeah, you start fearing the most this particular one. Right? Yes, there was a Andy. Which Andy was that? Was it Mary?
Ah, no, sir, it's fine.
Yeah, so prepare well to discuss why people didn't want it, especially this one. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Especially why people who didn't want this particular technology. So Paman say something about this one. Yeah. DNA recognition, the most reliable one actually. Okay. All right, people, do you have questions about these modalities? I'm sure you were asking as it was going on. Yeah? No. Yes. Okay. So we have what? I'm just looking at what people have written. Okay. Okay. We are safe. No question is even lingering there in the print, the typed stuff. Okay, so this course is quite impressive. It's so practical, and as we delve further into this digital or smart Zambia, people like you will be very essential. Okay, make sure that we have implementation of such technologies. Okay, biometrics. All right, people, it's goodbye then for now. We'll see what we can do if we can squeeze ourselves again tomorrow and then in this similar manner. It's good night. I'm thinking as if we are in the night shift.
Good night to you, sir.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.